the end of the world in perspective. Okay, let's examine some things here. Seems to me, just from my observation, that the earth and everything that is in the earth, the smaller you get, the more of a microcosm that you tend to see and encounter among all the greater things. In other words, everything becomes a microcosm of itself, or a minuscule version or illustration of something that is already in existence. Looking at the earth. Earth would be like a body. Okay? Just like you have a physical body. And within that body, there are different things happening. Different functionalities, different programs, different things moving to cause this great thing that we call the earth. Now the earth, dwelling within the atmosphere of what we call space, among all the other planets that exist, are his neighbors or constituents, if you will. They also have life going on within inside of them as well. What kind of life that is, we don't know. And it's honestly really none of our concern. So I'm looking at the earth. Earth has life going on within it. Hence why the earth is expanding and growing and being what it is. So the earth has been existing for some time now. And for all we know, it's been always existing. We don't know when it began or when it started or how it came about. Scientists to this day still don't have that answer. But it appears to me that the earth, is eternal. It's always been here. And I can only assume that based upon the evidence that has been presented to me so far regarding the subject of the earth. So that's pretty much where I'm left with it until proven otherwise. That being said, we have life within the earth. The earth and the life that is within the earth is moving around, having its being and having its life and doing what it does. Now, if I was to take that illustration and create what you call a microcosm of that, I can go all the way down into what we call the physical body, which is the body or the cavity that we are living inside of every single day. And within this cavity, we have 9 major systems that function and keep the functionality of the body functioning. We also have within this body different transactions, different things occurring, different happenings. You have a nervous system, you have a reproductive system, you have a endocrine system, you have a respiratory system, you have a skeletal system. You have all these different systems in the body operating collectively in unison for the cause of human life or for the true functionality of the body. What appears interesting to me is while all these functions are functioning within the body, there comes a point in time where the body ceases to function. It ceased to exist.
It is the divine structure of things
slowly
that
but surely
causes
fades
things
away.
to move in its purposeful right.
There
is no ambiguity when it comes to the divine order of how things function. There's only the purpose in which it is desired to function,
that are the
and things are put in place for a distinct reason.
Stops being
nothing happenstantial.
And the individual of the physical body perishes away. That's just one way the world ends for the physical body. The other way, it appeared that I've observed, is foreign agents start to invade the body. Foreign agencies. We call these agents or agencies diseases. We call them illnesses. Epidemics, if you will, plagues, in the form of what we call AIDS, HIV, cancer, things of that nature. They invade the body. The foreign entities that invade the body cause destruction, chaos, and then the body is destroyed. Because the life that is within the body that is existing, it can be no more. Because it has been attacked. Therefore leaving the entire functionality of the body to cease to exist. Now, the body, the physical body, is nothing more than a microcosm of the earth that we see and that we, carry on our being within. And all the constituents of the earth is existing in this sphere that we call earth, and we're having our being, and everything seems to be what it is. Then my conclusion would be this. If the world was to end, and there was a such thing as the earth dissipating and ceasing to have a life force, I would have to say that it would have to be from either a foreign agent or agency that would come and cause some type of catastrophic thing to happen to it, or the earth in and of itself would just cease to, as it were, exist. Just like the heart beating in a human's chest. It would just, at that point in time, come to its final end in its final days. Where the earth has lived for eternity, and has lived and lived and lived, has now come to a point where it is time for it to cease to live. And just like the body is nothing more than a cavity for the human soul, the earth would be the same. You see? The earth would be the same. Because the earth also has a spirit. And that spirit is what makes it what it is. That spirit is what holds the waters together. The spirit is what keeps the wind and the waves blowing through the atmosphere of its bounds. The spirit is what keeps life perpetuating within the confines of its body. And once that spirit decides to leave the earth will be no more, but then there will most likely perhaps be another earth or another existence after this.